Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Do I give this film a warm welcome or the cold shoulder? Let's find out. So I'm back with another review for you, and finally I got to see Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Yes, I know I'm behind everyone else, but who cares? I went to see it and I want to commit my thoughts to celluloid, for want of a better term. So this film here it's directed by Gil Kennan, written by Gil Kennan and Jason Reitman. Oh, where to begin? Okay, I'm just going to come out and say it. I did not have a good time with this film. It dropped the ball from the get-go. Yes, that's all I can say. So this film here, we catch up with the Spenger family. They're now in New York. They are the new Ghostbusters. Stuff goes down. There's an artifact. Releases this ghost wants to be released. Creates frozen stuff. Wants to bring about the end of the world. Normal nonsense like that. What's the story? I don't even know what the story to this film is. Jesus Christ, it is so overstuffed. This film is so overstuffed with cast members. Okay, so we've got Paul Rudd returning, Carrie Coon, Finn Wolfhard, McKenna Grace. Then you're joined by people like Kumail Nanjiani. I've butchered that name, haven't I? Patton Oswalt, Celeste O'Connor, Logan Kim returns, Emily Ali as Linda's Melody, James Acaster. And that's not even including the returning Ghostbusters, the original, the OG Ghostbusters. Yeah, I've probably listed there's about 15 people who are relevant to the story, or not so much relevant to the story in this film. So like I said, we catch up with the Spenger family, and they are the new Ghostbusters, being bankrolled by Ernie Hudson, Winston Zedmore. The young girl, the young girl played by Celeste O'Connor, and the character played by Logan Kim. They are in it, but they've sort of been moved to other areas. I did wonder how the film would handle this sort of a thing, in that potentially you've got a young team at the end of the other, but in this one you've only got the Spengler family, Paul Rudd, Carrie Coon and the two kids, and the other two, they're off working different things. Logan Kim, he's working with Ray Stantz in his occult bookshop, filming him on a podcast, and Celeste O'Connor's character, she's working in this new Ghostbusters kind of hub, shall we say, that's working on new technologies and ways to catch ghosts, etc, etc. The film is top heavy with cast. Okay, so without going into the story, I'm not going to go into the story, but basically you've got another key master. This time it's a fire master, right? Same bloody thing. Yeah, you've got a story that warrants no ghost hunting. Yeah, there's no ghost hunting. In fact, they only fight ghosts at the beginning of the film and at the end of the film. The film is it's like the filmmakers have no faith in Ghostbusters. They've got no faith in the new team. So much so that you've got to have Winston Zedmore back, Ray Stantz back, Peter Venkman back. You've got to have Annie Potts back as her character. You've got all these returning characters. So what the film gives you is the original cast, the new cast, all these new characters to be introduced, a wealth load of knockbacks to the older films, like the ghost in the bookshop, in the library. You've got them little marshmallow men for no apparent reason whatsoever. You've got Slimer returning again. The film is just wants to tick all these boxes in that sense. And at the same time, what it's done is it's overstuffed itself so much that your new main cast members, your new main Ghostbusters, have very little characterisation, and that's where this film falters massively. There's no growth to any characters really within this film. The only subplot in this story that held any interest to me was the young girl that was a ghost and had befriended McKenna Grace's character, you know, the young girl, Ghostbuster. I forget the character's name. Yeah, but it was boring. This is a boring film. This is Ghostbusters 2 to Ghostbusters 1. This is to Afterlife what that is to that. It's just a mess of a movie. It's, you know, after this, honestly, this film series needs to be put to rest. It needs to be buried and put to rest. Like I said, no faith in what they've got, right? This film would have benefited from 50% of the cast gone, and by that, you know, there's no reason to have Peter Venkman in this film whatsoever. Okay, Ray Stantz, he had something to do with the story, but you could have ejected that as well. Winston, have Winston there because he's bankrolling them. Fair enough. He's like the man he's the man upstairs. Okay, he's got nothing to do with the main Ghostbusters. At the very end, the majority of these characters all come together to fight the main ghost, and again, this is done in the firehouse. The end battle, it takes place in the firehouse, a place that visually we have seen in Ghostbusters 1, we've seen in Ghostbusters 2, we've seen it at the end of Afterlife. This is a building synonymous with the Ghostbusters, but aesthetically speaking, it is nothing new. And you get a confrontation between, you know, about 10 people on the Ghostbusters side of 10 people, seriously, fighting this one ghost. And it's not even a fight, it's just them kind of stood opposite one another for this end act of this film. It's painful to watch. There's nothing. There's no saving grace in this film whatsoever. It is an abysmal attempt at a Ghostbusters movie, which is such a shame because Afterlife came along. I thought personally, it was a fantastic film. It's a flawed film, but I really enjoyed it. It was a return to form for Ghostbusters. It was the perfect send-off for the original Ghostbusters, and they couldn't even stick with that. They couldn't keep that in place and say goodbye to them at the ending of this. It had to give you all these characters, and thusly it falls apart under the weight of everything that it has got in it. Abysmal film. Not very good, not memorable whatsoever. I'd say there's more bits that I remember from the 2016 Ghostbusters film, and I've only seen that maybe twice. Seriously, not good. Tell me your thoughts down below in the comments. Did you enjoy Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, or did it leave you feeling somewhat cold?